Hey moms, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to sit down and kind of talk to you guys about my journey so far with my kindergartner. This is our first year doing kindergarten. Obviously, we did pre-K last year. It was very laid back. This year is definitely different, definitely structured. We went from very laid back to Abeka's K-5 curriculum. Also, it is video led, so if you're familiar with Abeka, you know that it is a pretty heavy load. It's very structured, it's very traditional, so he has a lot of work. So I just kind of wanted to sit down with you, talk to you guys about our journey. Now, this is not only for Abeka moms, this is anybody that is trying to do a more traditional type of schooling. Also, I guess this would work with anybody because I'm just going to talk about things that I have done to kind of help out with our days, to help them better on him and myself. So if you guys want to stick around, that would be awesome. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We are using the K-5 curriculum, video led through Abeka. So basically what it is he sits down, he watches videos with a teacher in a classroom and a classroom full of students, and it's basically he's sitting in with them. She's an awesome teacher, teaches really well, engaging. The only drawback is the actual video itself. So the videos last pretty long. For a 6-year-old, I mean, they're pretty long lessons. So he basically has Bible, which is about a 30-minute lesson. I do have him listen to her Bible lesson and not with myself because I'm kind of following in the footsteps of what I did with my daughter. She used Abeka. She actually went to a private school for kindergarten, so they used Abeka and she learned from them. And then first grade, we started Abeka Homeschool. Video led, and I had her do Bible for first grade and second grade. Second grade is kind of when I started to lean towards myself doing a lot more with her. I wanted to be more hands-on, so that's what I did. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. I'm just trying to lay that foundation for him through Abeka because it's worked with my daughter so well. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to work with my son. So far, it's going well. There are, you know, some little hiccups here and there, and we're just working through them. And that's kind of what this video is about. I just want to kind of give you encouragement, give you some different tips that we've used. Not saying my tips are going to work for you in your homeschool room, but that may spark up another idea or something, you know what I mean? Just to kind of give you guys different ways that other moms are getting through their kindergarten years with their kiddos. So basically Bible he does for 30 minutes. He's pretty good with that because it's his first subject. So it's his first 30 minutes of his video. Then he jumps in. I have him do phonics. It's probably his next longest video. I want to say it's around 20 minutes. They work all through phonic sounds. They do blend ladders. They do just different things like that, different activities, worksheets, stuff like that. Now, I do have him listen to her, and then sometimes he really loves hands-on things. And what's cool about Abeka is you can buy most of their charts. You can buy their flashcards. You can buy their, is that all they have? Charts and flashcards, yes. So, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to like weed through my brain and remember everything. So as she's doing it with the class, I sometimes pause it and I will actually do it with him. So I'll work through the flashcards that they're doing. I'll go over the sounds. Maybe I'll do a day in the life for you guys so you can see how we implement it to give you guys ideas. But I've made a couple flashcards on my own because he likes putting two letters together to make the sounds because that's what she does in the video. So I've made my own and created those. Super easy. They're literally basic paper with the letter printed on it, cut out and laminated. I did upper and lowercase letters so we can do our blends together. So if I'm telling him a specific blend, he will pull the two letters and put them together. But that's basically how we're doing it. So he'll watch the video. If he sees that she's using something, he'll ask me for it, or I'll see it and I'll pull it out for him. Kind of goes both ways. He does help me in that way because he's not my only kid that we are doing homeschool with. There's 4 total. And so I'm bouncing around, you know, the 4 kids with my sister because we homeschool together. So that's basically phonics. Then they have phonics review, which is another 15 to 20 minute long, and it's just reviewing everything they learned in phonics. Now, I don't know if it's something that you could skip if you were doing video led. I do not skip it only because I feel like that is one of the things that my son is not the strongest in. He has like a speech delay, so he literally didn't really start talking fully until 4, and he still has a hard time like piecing words together and things like that, sentences. He has a hard time explaining things, so I found it really important for him to get these lessons from this teacher, and then I'm just there to kind of be the assistant basically, and I'm okay with that. So he goes through his phonics review. Sometimes he has worksheets to do with that. I'll do it with him. I'll stop the video and do it, and then we'll end the class there, because a lot of the class is her working through the worksheets with the kids in the class. So I've found that that helps us kind of cut back on time so that he's not just sitting there. Now it depends though. If I'm busy doing a class with one of the other kids, he does have to sit and finish that lesson out with that teacher on the video. Then we move into numbers. That's another about 20-minute long video. He does really well with that. She'll do seat work, she'll go over numbers, they'll do counting, they'll do songs, they'll do all these cool little like memory things. They do that also in phonics. It's really cute. He loves it. So he really does enjoy the video. I think it's just it taking a long time is what's hard. They also have skill development, language enrichment. They have activity time, which goes between music, art, and right now he's doing social studies, but the second part of the year social studies will be done, and then he'll be working through science. So those classes I do with him. Again, we basically do it the same way. Oh, and he has writing as well. We are just doing manuscript. They give you the option to do cursive or manuscript. We chose manuscript. I don't feel it's that important for him to know cursive, especially in kindergarten. So that's just my own opinion. Nothing's wrong if you do cursive. My daughter learned cursive starting in 1st grade because her kindergarten class didn't actually offer it. But we did start cursive in her 1st year. But for me, with my son, I just feel like manuscript is fine. So that's basically how we kind of work through our video lessons. We take breaks as far as watching the video teacher, and I teach him. I do the papers with him, or my sister does. My sister and myself, we take turns just depending on who we're working with throughout the day. Now, there are some things that we use in our homeschool that helps with behavior. So we do an incentive award type of schooling. So say they're being really good throughout the day, we'll give them an incentive card. I know that Abeka has some already in the kindergarten kit. We did use those. I still have them actually, and so does my sister, so we still use those. I did print out some on my own. They're more geared, I think, towards the older girls, just because the ones you get through K5 are really young and they look, I don't know. I wish I had them on me right now, but I don't. But we do use those, and I also have these. They just say different things like wow. So it says like smart as can be. It has a B on there. We have you can do it. We have orange you great. Just brilliant. Just different little incentive cards. So what we do is if they're being good, we will place a card on their desk to let them know that they're doing well. During the day, a full day, if they're doing really well, they'll get 2 in one day. And what they do is at the end of the week, they trade those in for money. So each incentive card is $1. And we have a school store, so at the end of the week, or if they want to save up for a couple weeks, they can go to the school store after they trade in their incentive cards to get money, and then they get to purchase whatever they want from the school store. I always have like Dollar Tree items in there, slime, stuff like that, Aaron's putty, stuff along those lines. And then we price them according to how much we spent on them. And so the money that they get is play money. I bought that from the, I'm so sorry. I bought that from the Dollar Tree as well. So sorry, that's so rude. Let me turn my volume off. I'm sorry about that. So then along those lines, what we started doing this year though, because he is in K5 and the other kids are older, we just thought having something more visual for him, because he is a visual learner. He likes to see things. So we thought about doing these little smiley, sad, and upset faces. So what we do is I just created these online, cut them out, or printed them, cut them, laminated them. And then I have these little Velcro dots. So I have a Velcro dot on the wall above their desks, and they start off with the green smiley face. And as the day goes on, if they're not listening, we'll give them a few warnings, and then if they get their green taken away, they get their yellow. So this is the upset card. So once he gets his yellow, or they get their yellow, they know that they do not get any incentive cards. None. Okay, so yellow, no incentive cards. Now, I don't know if this will work with your kiddos for kindergarten, but for us, we have older elementary and high school kids. So they do use their electronics. So what we do is if they have more warnings, we take the yellow, we give them a red, and that means they do not get electronics for the day, for the week, whatever you guys want to use as far as time. Now, it doesn't have to be electronics. It could be anything that they truly enjoy, anything. And it's sad that we have to do this, but this kind of puts in perspective, like there are consequences to their actions. If they're not going to behave, they're going to get something taken away. So we have found that this has really helped, especially with my son, and I want to say my 4th grade niece. I mean, honestly, all the kids have been upset when we've said we are going to take these away, even our high schooler. So, so this is what we are using. It's been really working well, and so does the school store. So if you guys are trying to implement consequences and things like that, if you tell them this is going to happen, you're going to get this taken away, just make sure you stick with it, because your kids definitely figure out when you don't, and then they won't care. That won't matter to them. It'll just be you changing out the little smiley faces, being mad for a bit, and then they'll get what they want again. So just make sure you follow through with that. I found that that has truly helped me, because there's been times where I warn, and there's never consequences. I just like say I'm going to do something and I never do. But when you actually start doing it, they know you're not playing, and they check themselves. So just a pointer, something that we use here. Not sure if it'll work for you, but that is something that we use here. So something else that I figured that I can do, I was noticing that when he was doing his video, he would touch, because we put it on his iPad. I'm like, what is that thing called? His iPad. We stream. So we don't have the DVDs, we stream. And I was noticing when he was watching the video, he would always touch the screen to see how many minutes he had left. And I should have known that about him, because even last year when we were doing pre-K with him, he would always want to know how many sheets of paper, how long is it going to take, you know, does he have a game to, like, he wanted to know what he had ahead of him. So that's when I knew he was very like visual, like he had to see things, and it helped him. So he's constantly checking the time on his iPad. He's doing a little bit better now, but it was like every couple minutes he would check to see. So I found that having a timer on his desk, so I would just set the timer to what the computer or the iPad says, and then he would know like how long he has. That way he didn't have to keep touching his iPad. Another thing I did for him is when he finishes his lesson for the day, I went ahead and I printed out this daily countdown. So basically it has little squares, and when he's done with a specific lesson, like today he finished lesson 27, so he X'd that off. So he X's them off whenever he finishes them. So this has actually really been helping him. I just put it in a little clear protector cover. You can get them from Dollar Tree. I actually haven't seen them there for a while. I know you could get them from the Target, Dollar Spot. I think that's only around the beginning of the year though. But you could probably find them on Amazon. Everything's on Amazon. But I just tack this up above his desk. So he has this to visually look at. Then he has his smiley face to visually look at. He has his timer. So all those things have definitely helped him throughout the day. But that is it. That's what I had to share with you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. I always enjoy seeing your comments down below. Don't forget to leave me a like. That really helps me and my channel. It helps to get my videos out there for more people to see. So if you don't mind liking it and leaving me a comment, that would be awesome, and I would truly appreciate it. But that is it, you guys. Thanks again. I will see you guys next time. Be safe and be blessed. Bye, you guys.
your sweetness could reach everyone, there'd be no wars,